You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, G.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shahs of Sunset, episode 15, part 1, reunion. And wreck me. Just take it, Cortez. Everyone came in like a wrecking ball to this reunion. Most importantly, GG. So we've got so much to talk about with you guys here at the AFTERBUZZ Studios tonight about Shahs of Sunset. My name is Lyndsey Wegner, and tonight I am joined by...
me. Cortez West. Hey, everybody. Hey, hola. Yeah.
And the lovely English Cleveland is actually in New Orleans.
Oh, we miss you, English.
Taking a little vacation, and we miss her, but she might call in, so fingers crossed she's going to call in and chat with us.
If not, just be mad at her and text her.
Write her in the comments
that
you really missed her.
And, like, really go off on her. And be like, Cortez was upset that you texted them the day of that you're not coming. Yeah, English. Yeah, sorry.
He's mad. He's really mad.
I really am.
So, all right, well, let's jump right into this episode, shall we? And, first off, Salamati.
Ah, great.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody out there. It's a reunion. We're going to start off with the good.
That's some good old orange juice and vodka.
It is orange juice tonight.
And vodka. Just kidding. No drinking on the show.
No drinking on set.
No drinking on the show.
So the first thing that they start talking about right off the bat is who's the best at sex?
Oh.
And the first person to say it's got to be GG.
It's GG. It's GG and then MJ.
And then MJ. You know, GG's going to be wild. But then Reza says he's actually seen MJ's sex tapes, so he knows from experience.
I believe a couple of thousands of people have seen it.
Do you think?
I'm sure.
I don't think thousands of people.
So. Not thousands, but maybe a couple of, hundreds or something.
They're not, I mean, I guess I've never looked for them, so I don't know if they're out there or not.
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, I've never seen any sex tape from her, so I'm not quite sure.
Well, I wouldn't want to. You know what? Then again, I would want to see
her boobs?
Yeah.
Because she keeps them covered, so it would be kind of
oh my God, those things are like
torpedoes. See what happens when she lets them just
lay away.
Go.
And then when you lay down and then you have on a bra, it just...
Well, I would much rather have that over the implants that just stay where they're sitting and they don't move at all.
But I know we're going back. I know we were talking about who was the best and bad, but I didn't like what Reza had on.
You didn't like? Okay, let's talk. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about what everyone was wearing.
You walking in, the suit was great, but that shirt with that tie, no. That was a no. That's a fashion police no.
I thought Mike would be a little bit more flashy.
I did too.
Didn't you expect that after his going out with his mom and Jessica?
And Jessica, yeah.
I thought that he would be have like a lime green pocket square or something, that we'd see something kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I liked the color of MJ's dress. Didn't love it.
She looked regular. She looked like she really.
I thought her makeup looked phenomenal.
Yeah, she
And I
did.
thought the same thing with Asa. Her makeup looked phenomenal. Didn't love the dress. GG by far had the best makeup in my opinion of anyone. Loved it. It was. I liked the pink sparkly and then the dark lips. Everyone's doing that nowadays. But
this is the best I've ever seen GG.
Oh, absolutely. With the long hair and the extensions in.
Yeah.
She looked phenomenal.
That was her extension, Gigi's extension.
Exactly. My favorite, though, obviously, was Lily. Her dress was just perfection. I'm sure it was a Michael Costello or some original amazing designer.
But if you were to put them in a line and look at them, for me, my best would always have to be Asa because she just always just a classy, clean woman. She's just hot to me.
She owns it?
Yeah, she owns it. And she stands out all the time. She stands out.
She's always got something different.
I agree.
All right. Well, now that we've talked about the fashion.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Let's talk about some buttery croissants.
Croissant. Chocolate.
Buttery
croissant.
Croissant. They all like hearing how Reza says the croissant.
Croissant.
And we still got a little bit more closure here with Mike apologizing for saying that, you know, she was upset because it was unsolicited advice. She didn't ask him, but he said, "You're my friend. You're like my sister. This is, you know, I didn't think it was a big deal."
Right.
You know, he goes, "It wasn't going to hurt you if you didn't have it."
But it goes back to what we said before. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
Whether you're friends or not, it's how you say it, period. Point blank.
And still, not a good thing to ever say to any girl.
Not on TV.
Yeah, no girl is ever going to take that okay. No girl will ever be that comfortable enough to
it depends
hear
on the
that.
relationship now. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna because that's why I say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if we have a close bond and you're trying on clothes in front of me and you ask me, do I look fat? I'm going to tell you, girl, you're obese. Try something else on. Like, if we have that relationship. But if it's just like we've just met and but we're cool, we're great, cool associates, and we go out shopping and something, you ask me a question, I'm gonna kind of say it a little different. I'm like, try something on. Try something else.
But that's how I feel like, even with, I don't know, maybe that's just the way that I am. I don't feel like I could ever be like, "Oh, girlfriend, you look fat in that. Take that off." I would say, you know what? I would like something better that accentuated this body part.
So you would do that with everyone, not necessarily their friends or not.
I would do that with everyone, whether they're friends or not. I don't think I could ever be just completely fully honest because, and I guess I probably wouldn't want to hear that either. But I also don't know, because if somebody told me, if I was eating candy, like we obviously sit there and watch the show and I have a bag full of candy. If you were like, "Lyndsey, you're really going to eat all that candy?" I'd probably be like, "Why is something wrong with me?"
I personally don't think that. I think that it depends on who the person is and how they say it to you. I think if you know the person's persona already and they tell you something like that and how they say it, you know for a fact that person is always like that. So say for instance, you and I, if we're out and I said, "Girl, don't eat that," you're going to be like, "Oh," you'll laugh it off, but you'll be like, "Oh, okay." And you'll probably get something else. Boom, that's the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we have how we talk. So...
But at the same time, I luckily am healthy and toned and in shape.
Right.
That where she's not.
Okay, thank you.
So now
okay.
She's not. She already feels uncomfortable about her body. We've already discussed this, I know, but she already is uncomfortable about her body. So hearing something like that can kind of push you. Where, you know, if I'm having a day where maybe I'm getting like muffin top or something, and I hear something like that, that's gonna hurt because I know it's true.
Right. Yeah, I don't like when people call me skinny. I grew up very, very skinny. So when people call me skinny now, I get like, I just shrink.
You don't. Yeah.
I don't like it.
So I think it just depends on. I mean, like you said, tone, situation, everything, because it's just, when you're talking about somebody's body image, it's just because we hear so much in the media.
But of course.
You just always have to be very careful with how you approach that. And of course, friends can sit there and make fun of each other and say stuff, and you can banter back and forth. And yeah, if you made a joke to me and you were made it jokey, I probably would go, "Okay, yeah, you're right," and I'd get something else without being upset, because it's just a friendly, caring for you thing, not mean-spirited.
I agree.
All right. So they all grew up most of them grew up in Beverly Hills. I think minus Lily.
Minus Lily. And I see that Reza goes off and Reza says that, how did everyone end up in, Andy asked, how did everyone end up in Beverly Hills? He was like, Reza was like, "I think we all just, one person came here and someone sent out a smoke signal or something, and they all just came to one place.
To come over here.
Come on, like, yeah." Kind of wish that some of my inheritors that may have done that, but yeah, I feel it. I love persons. I'm in love with persons. I may want to marry a person.
Oh, that's because, well, I always feel like Jessica looks a little bit like that Italian person.
Of course. Italian, Italian, a little Persian
See,
in there.
There you go.
Yeah. A little both, a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
But in being with the Beverly Hills lifestyle, Lily's parties, the lavish parties, Mike's brother's graduation party. So Lily has this huge lavish party, and we get into a discussion about that and about her feelings about the party and about what everyone else thinks.
Right.
And one of the first comments we hear is from Reza after Lily has stated, "It was my day. I just wanted to do it this way." And I get it. It's your day, girlfriend. You go and do whatever you want. Absolutely. It's your birthday. Do what you want. You planned the party. She paid for it all.
Right.
It's her thing. So the first thing she hears from Mike is that he said, "Well, it just wasn't the same without MJ there." And she takes immediate offense to that. What do you think about that?
Well, personally, I've done the same thing that Lily has done before. And
in not allowing someone to come to a party after they have an RSVP, or
no, I have RSVP people because I invited 12 people, and those 12 people were coming to my birthday dinner because each one of those throughout my 12 years of my life at one point helped me in some kind of way. So on that certain birthday, because I've never done anything for my birthday. Anyways, I've been to the point where I reached out and invited someone and they didn't come. But you text me the day of after either they did not RSVP, but they text me the day of and say, "Okay, you think I can come?" or whatever the case may be. No, this is a dinner that each chair is for a certain person. So when you did not RSVP or when you did not show up or let me know that you were not coming, I have to go on with the show. So you cannot get upset if I'm able to can't get you in. Pure point blank. Like, that's not how that works. So I feel her on that. And then she did reply to her when she texted her. She did not say no, or she did not reply at all. So I'm on Lily's side with that.
But Asa mentioned that she said that was very un-Persian of Lily to do, to not accept her and allow her to come. And Lily had said, "I sent her a perfectly lovely text back."
But even if she did say, "Okay, yes, come," and she squeezed in a chair, MJ would have been uncomfortable because however the place was set, it was set for that certain person. So that means that MJ would have not had a spot at the table. She would have been on the corner or somewhere, and she would have been uncomfortable. She would have felt uncomfortable. We all know how MJ is. She gets to rolling her eyes and pulling her hair to the side and all that kind of stuff.
I think it was that Lily just didn't want her there, and on top of it being, no, it's I can't get a seat in. We already have a specific amount of people coming in RSVP'd. And then to make matters worse, she just doesn't like MJ, and she knew that it was her birthday. Do you really want to be around somebody that's going to cause drama?
Lyndsey, whether she wanted her or not, the fact that she did invite her, that's the point. If I did not want someone there and I still invited them, I invited that person because all of their friends are going to be there. That's the part that would be messed up. If I invite all of her friends, all of their friends, and not her. I still invited her because she did not want to come or did not want to be involved. At the time, she did not RSVP. But when she found out that everyone was going and talking with Reza, now she wants to go and test her. Great test, by the way, MJ, but that's not how that works.
Well, I felt really bad for Lily at this point because it seemed like everyone was kind of ganging up on her and saying that she wasn't real. Lily.
Okay. Yeah.
When Asa was saying, we went to lunch and you're not real. And Lily's like, well, I went, makeup free. And she goes, oh, you still had your lashes on. You still had your extensions in. And
you think she's been fake?
I thought that was really rude of Asa to say.
Of course.
I mean, she still is. I mean, who cares whether you're wearing makeup or not? You're wearing that darn headpiece thing. Like, that could be embarrassing to somebody else. I'd be like,
oh my gosh, she's
can you tone it down?
Yeah.
Like, we've seen Asa in certain scenes where she's wearing a real outrageous short skirt.
Yeah.
And, girl, I'm all about owning it. But that comes off on me too then. Yeah. And if I'm associating with you and you're wearing this really, really short skirt, and I mean, she looks great, but she shouldn't be wearing a super short skirt, in my opinion. Okay,
and that's your opinion, but that did not make you feel uncomfortable or that she may be a slut or a whore.
No.
But for me, I hope that was okay to say. But for me, I'm kind of on both sides because Isa did say it's not about the makeup. But you said that after you already said, I asked you to go out with me and you still had on lashes. Okay, if it was not about the makeup, what's the point?
What did you care?
The lashes to me, I think that Lily does that because I think that sometimes makeup for her hides who she really is. And she also stated that, okay, I did not show my true self on this season. And that takes a lot for someone to admit.
But do you think she's being real? Do you think she's being honest when she's on the show? Do you think we're seeing an honest side of her? Or do you think what we're seeing is what she wants the camera to see?
Of course, right? But here's the thing, you're kind of catching me up here, but here's the thing though. What we see on television, I think that's a part of where she comes where, okay, these people are really not my friends. I don't feel like they're really being my friends, because when you think about it, people, when you all around your friends, we clown, you open up, right? So obviously, Lily doesn't feel like they are her friends. So that's why when the camera was with Lily and she's going through her life, she didn't really call them. She went with who she felt comfortable around, being around, and who she can be herself. Think about it. When they went to that wig store and we both said that Lily looked beautiful trying on every single wig, Lily was talking and opening up. She was like really like a personable person. But when she gets on stage and when she was around them, she gets a little soft-spoken. Think about it.
Oh, she does.
So, right. So therefore, I mean, I can understand her saying, I did not really open up, because I kind of feel like no one has continued to consistently try to be my friend. Not you try, and because you didn't feel like I didn't try. The thing is, communication is fundamental.
And it works both ways.
Right. Communication is fundamental. So if you come to me and say, hey, I'm kind of feel like I'm being more of a friend to you than you are to me, then there you go.
That's what Asa was saying. She said she felt like she was being more of a friend to Lily, and Lily wasn't giving her anything in return.
But Lily didn't know that.
But if Lily doesn't feel like that, and she hasn't voiced, and Asa hasn't voiced her opinion about that to Lily, Lily's not going to know that that's why she's all of a sudden not calling her.
Exactly. And I also felt Lily, when she said that she got it from the table and no one called or texted her, I feel the same way about that as well. Because
they could have all called her. She could have called them
not
too.
Not all, but more than any. Asa, at that time,
Asa, GG, and Reza.
Or Mike. I mean, Asa or Reza. At that point in time, because those were
her friends.
Her friends, or close associates, as others would say. But yeah, so I kind of feel Lily.
I really felt bad for her, and I even felt bad watching all this and no one really sticking up for her. And then finally Gigi said something. I was like,
exactly. Thank
you, Gigi, for saying something, like not leaving her like out in the cold, because
what
you
did
could
she
tell.
Say?
I can't even remember what she said, but like literally Lily was on the verge of tears.
She was.
Just, I mean, yeah, it's just really, 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 really sad to see that she feels so left out and she doesn't feel like she's a part of a show.
And I do kind of feel like, I was kind of shocked, but I do kind of feel like Asa was attacking her a little bit. Like, I tried with you for 2 years. 2 years?
The show filmed for a year.
Right. And to our knowledge,
it filmed for 3 months and then it filmed during the summer. So
right. So I'm pretty sure that at that time you all had just met, so you all weren't hanging out after the taping airing. So
no.
Come on, Asa. I love you to death, but I didn't like that part.
Yeah, it felt like it was an attack on Lily, and they're all ready to have her be off the show so that they can bring somebody else in.
And then she says, Andy asks Lily, does she want genuine friendships? I personally don't believe that, honestly. I know I just was on Lily's side a little bit, but I kind of feel like Lily sometimes can get to a point where when she has on the makeup and she looks good, she's a different person. She's almost like a Sasha Fierce or something. And when she's not in the makeup, I don't think she talks to no one. I don't think she comes out the house. I don't think none of that. So I think
sorry, go ahead.
So I think that the person that has on the makeup wants to be that person that's around Mike and all of them and be that person. And then when she's out of the makeup and at home, she wants those friends to come around, those true friends, to see her out of the makeup and see her as herself and kiki and laugh about that.
I think there was some truth and honesty to them saying, anytime you asked us to do stuff with you, it was all about you. It was all about going clothing shopping, going wig shopping, going and doing stuff for you to make you look better and making it be about you. And I do kind of see that, but that's because she hasn't been able to forge that strong relationship and bond with any of those people. That's why, because they're not close friends. So you do surface and superficial things to bring everybody together, but it's not really genuine because you don't feel like you're in. So you're not going to completely open up when you don't feel like anybody's ready and willing to open up to you.
Well, I love Lily, but I truly believe that she's gonna kind of fade off the show.
Absolutely.
I don't know if she's gonna be there for next season or anything.
I don't think
but do you think so?
No,
Why?
I don't think she'll be on next season at all. I think that this is because she was so. She showed up obviously for her birthday party and that first episode, but because then from then on we rarely saw her. She didn't go to Turkey. She didn't do any of the big events. She didn't go.
She said it was largely her fault.
And she didn't go with Reza and everybody when they all went to Palm Springs. I feel like this was her, like she just kind of was phased out, and they'll bring somebody else in. And I do still think that's possible for her to do some sort of spin-off on like her busy girl, like amazing lifestyle.
Oh, of course.
I think that that would actually do really, really well. I do think she's likable. I do think she has a good personality and fun personality. And she realizes, she knows she's outlandish. She knows she's over the top. She admits it. Yeah. So that's why I always say I feel like she's really honest and real because she knows who she is.
Right. That's the point. And she keeps saying that to everyone. No one really knows who I am. No one at this table knows who I am, truly am. But I also can go on the other side of the table with them and say, well, you never give us the opportunity, because if I feel like I'm trying to get close to someone and they're not giving it back to me, then how can we come to one? But well, I guess I definitely want to see what everyone else feels. I mean, go on iTunes, let us know what you think about Lily. Do you think Lily is going to continue to be on the show for the next season, or if there's a next season?
I think there's. I don't know if there's another season.
Right,
I'm assuming there's another season. I think they're already filming.
Exactly, but I truly think that everyone agrees with us. I think that Lily is going to have a show. It may not be on Bravo, but she's gonna have a show. Go on iTunes, rate, comment, follow us, let us know what you think. I definitely want to know what y'all think about Lily. Yeah, and how English is not here. Yeah.
Well, let's get into MJ and Reza and the fact that their relationship this season has flourished from last season, and they showed a little clip of Reza calling her a pill-popping bad word. And
you had to think about it.
She was a bank robber and all this stuff. To go from that to this season and him bringing that ginormous bouquet of flowers and everything, and them actually fixing their relationship and kind of pushing Gigi to the wayside. But it seems like their relationship is right on par, right strong. Even their business relationship, considering their conversations with Mike during the reunion.
I kind of think there's a pattern with Reza. Because I remember when they were working together or working at the same real estate company of some sort, he said this, what he says about Mike, he said the same thing about MJ. She never works. When the last time she sold a house. She's lazy. Da-da-da-da. So now I see a pattern between him and MJ and then him and Mike.
And maybe he's a go-getter. Maybe he's the type of person that like goes out every day and can sell. He sells residential, so maybe he can go out and sell a house a week or a ginormous house a month, and maybe they're not getting those sales. And if they're not, or he doesn't see them in the office, that does reflect. If they're there 3 days a week and they're not bringing, maybe they're making money. I'm sure they're all making money and fine. But when they complain that they don't have the money, well, are you really going out and getting for it? Are you going out and pushing for it?
Well, you can't fault that person for that. If that's your friend, then that's your friend. So you accept them. If they're comfortable in their state of life.
That's a business relationship then that you don't want to be associated with because you don't want to be looked at like that. When they're a business relationship, and that's why he's complaining about the whole Mike thing and why he was complaining about the whole MJ thing. I know when I'm bartending, for instance, every time I work, my goal is to ring in more sales than I did the week before. My goal is to make more money than I did the week before. When I'm doing acting or something like that, my goal is to hit it on the first shot, great, have the director love it and call cut and be done. That's our goal. My goal is to be the best person I can be in my job. I'm definitely a go-getter and hardworking. I've been working since I've been 14, more years of my life than I've less. So it's definitely interesting when you see people that you work with that just don't have that same work ethic or don't have that drive or don't have the team aspect. First job I had here in Los Angeles, I was was closing down the restaurant, and I was helping one of the girls fill her ketchup bottles and putting the stools up. And she actually asked me, "What are you doing? Like, what do you want from me?" And I was like, I don't want anything from you. And she goes, well, why are you helping me? And I said, because the sooner you get out of here, the sooner we can all go home.
Right.
So if I got to sit here and wait for you to take your sweet time, I'm going to be sitting here for a half hour when I could have been home.
So really, I'm not helping you.
Batter.
So really, I'm not helping you. I'm helping
I'm helping myself to get home earlier. But it blows my mind that the thought of teamwork and helping, and I knew that girl was never going to help me if I needed help, but it doesn't stop me from doing it. I'm still going to do it because I'd much rather help somebody out.
Persistence,
and be a good example and hope that it eventually pays off. So I can understand Reza's frustrations with Mike and MJ if they don't have that same kind of go-getter attitude when it comes to their jobs. Friendships aside, when it comes to your job, you do have to have the same mindset.
Some kind of urge. I agree with that. Yeah, but and thank you for saying that because I was thinking more so of the friendship side more than the business side. But yeah, you're right.
They have to separate the two at that point.
Right.
So obviously the relationship then with GG and MJ has suffered because of her relationship with Reza.
Wait, say that again?
GG and MJ's relationship has suffered because of MJ's relationship with Reza.
Well, why do you think that? Because I think Andy asked this question too. Why do you think MJ forgave Reza?
I think because they've known each other for 20 years, something like that. When you have a friendship that long, it is easier to move on from things, I feel like. As horrible as the things that she said to him.
And vice versa.
Well, yeah, absolutely, vice versa. The things he did to her. I think she has a kindred spirit with Reza. There's something about the two of them that bring them together where I think he could probably screw her over again and she'd probably take it. Where Gigi, she's older than Gigi. She's at a different place in her life. They do different things. Their goals are different. I feel like it's easier for her to feel different from her and push that aside then.
And then they're both girls.
And they're girls.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one.
But it's really, really sad to see that, especially then all of a sudden when we see the blow up between the two of them, name calling each other and Asa and Lily going, hook. For me, this show, honestly, if you were to take Mike, Reza, MJ, all of them out of the picture and you put a whole nother 6 people together, no matter whether they're Persian, whether they're Japanese, African, whatever it may be, you're going to get the same show, especially if they've known each other that long. At the end of the day, they're all friends, and they are always going to be friends. But when you put a camera in the front of their relationship, and then billions of viewers, there you go. You're going to get that. You're not going to outdo me on TV. Because in the back of their mind, that's still, honestly, that's going to be in my mind. If someone is coming at me and I know that millions of people are going to see this, you're not going to make me look this small and you this big on national TV. You're really going to sit there and say swear words and these horrible things to people?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go to that extent. But for me, I know how to put someone in their place without getting out of my character. Now, when you see me out of my character, that means that I'm at a point where, okay, I'm trying. I'm really trying, and I have tried for this amount of times or this amount of time frame, shall I say, then, okay, I need to step up a little bit more.
Well, and they pick people based on that personality.
That too.
More than likely, if they were picking a show where they want to get all that drama, they're not going to pick somebody like you. They're not going to pick somebody like me because they're not going to get the drama out of us.
They're going to pick me.
They want.
Oh, they're going to pick me.
Of course they would pick you.
They're going to pick me. They're going to pick me.
For drama purposes, you're not this prime candidate because you're a peacemaker. You're a sweetheart. You say kind things. You're always complimentary. You're a good-hearted guy.
Well, that's the part that you have seen.
Oh, no.
Is what I'm saying. That's the part that you have seen. And my thing is, if someone comes to me and say, well, I'm thinking about a reality show and I want you to be the black guy on there, I wouldn't ask them what type of black guy. Honestly, because I want to be myself. And if I feel that I want to be on TV, I'm going to be on TV to be myself. Don't give me a character for reality TV. I want to be on television and I want people to like me for who I am.
Absolutely.
And how I'm going to act. Now, that goes back to with Lily. I don't kind of feel like Lily is being herself because it's a wall. It's kind of like, okay, I'm on TV, thousands of people are going to see this. Let me put on my hair and makeup. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to be like that. That's why we call it reality TV.
Yeah. But I hated seeing that MJ said she saw no change in Gigi. Have you seen a change in Gigi over this season?
Yes,
since last season?
Yes, I have.
Halfway through the season.
As they would say down south, I used to pop off like Gigi too. So she was like, is that 11 seconds or 4 seconds that, I was like, no. But I have definitely seen a change in Gigi, and I know you have.
For the better or for the worse?
For the better.
Okay.
Definitely for the better. I can just tell on some of her answers to the questions that she was giving and all that kind of stuff. I can just tell.
She seems more calm and aware of her emotions and a little bit able to rein herself in. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she's still going to yell and she's still going to be angry. That's Gigi, that's her personality.
No, right.
But instead of jumping up at the table, I mean, you could almost see her in like a Teresa moment from Real Housewives of Jersey where she's, throwing the table. I mean, old Gigi, I feel like food would have been flying. Like she would have went like this with a knife into the table. Something. There would have been something physical.
Of course.
Where I feel like now she's a little bit more in control.
A little bit more.
Emotions.
I agree.
I'm not saying it's perfect. She's still got work to do.
Of course.
But I think she's much better. And for MJ to say she hasn't seen a change, that was just trying to get a rise out of Gigi, and Gigi has to realize that.
Because when someone knows something about you, when 5 to 10 people tell you the same thing about yourself, and finally you say, okay, I'm going to work on this because I care about these people that are around me, then you're going to go and get that work done. But as you're getting that work done and you're working on yourself, as a friend should not try to push buttons to see if you really are changing. And I think that's what MJ was doing. So that would make me get aroused. Mm-hmm. So I can see Gigi getting a little bit like, because girl, I'm trying to, I am. So why would you even say that? Like, friend, like, come on. And I can see that. Like, she's just like, hook. I'm like, come on, don't do that to me. Because, I remember when people say, you have a bad attitude, Cortez. You have a bad attitude. So when I got 5 people to tell me that, I was like, okay, that's a problem. I need to work on myself. And but as I'm working on it, they forget that I'm human. So when I do get upset or when I do get in the mood, it's, oh, Lord, he's back into one of his moods. That's not fair.
No, it's not. You got to give the person an opportunity to respond to it and work on it.
Exactly.
And help them through it. Be a positive reinforcement. If you're negative, it's not going to help anything.
Yeah.
All right, I know you've got a major opinion about Leila and Gigi and MJ, the triangle here. And you're frustrated with all parties involved. But what's your main issue with MJ and Leila?
My main issue is both of them as adults, they could not separate the fact that they both had one person that they did not like at the same time, perhaps, it just so happened, but they were not able to keep their friendship away from her. Mm-hmm.
They've got an enemy in common.
Exactly. So when you have an enemy in common, that's just like getting together and y'all like going at it about this one person. That's like teaming up on her. And then for someone who has known someone that long and then call their parents and do that, I don't care if we knew each other since we both were born. You do not do that. That is a pop-off moment right there. That is, I'm going to pop you in your mouth kind of like moment. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel Gigi for that. And I feel her for saying that, okay, this is my sister. This is mine. This is what I want. I don't know what her birth sign is, Gigi, but we're kind of alike. And I'm a Taurus. And we're very territorial. And this is my family. Stay away from it. Period. If I bring you along, then great. But if you know that I'm not getting along with my family and I'm hanging around you, you don't go around my family behind my back. At least, you know what I'm saying? You can go, of course. Can't tell you what to do, but at least say, hey, I'm going over by your mom's or by your aunt, just letting you know, blah, 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 because as a friend would know, So I kind of feel Gigi on that because that's just like when she left, when she came to the house to help her Leila pack.
And Gigi and Reza and MJ were in the kitchen.
Leila, you had enough time to text her and say that she was coming, and you tried to say that she was on her way already. You already knew she was on her way before even Gigi got there. Like, I was upset. I was upset.
I think my big issue with the situation is that, yes, so all of a sudden they band together because they have this little hatred for Gigi at the moment, but Gigi is separately friends and family with both of them and brought both of them together. So when you bring two people together and then they start to gang up on you, I can't imagine how difficult or how hard that would be.
Of course.
So I understand her feelings that this was their business relationship once again. You've got to separate business from friendship. And if MJ is there helping Leila find a house, then keep it as that. Leila can't allow MJ to come in and say, well, we're fighting now because she was making out with some guy at Lily's party, so screw her because she got mad at me because I told her boyfriend. And Leila can't go to MJ and go, I'm pissed at her right now because she's not helping me pack and all this stuff. Because then it's ammunition for both of them to fight against Gigi. And she's the one who originally brought them together.
My point is, I'm going through the same thing. So maybe you can help me out with this.
Okay.
I have I've only been in LA for about 6 months. And I have two people that I adore. Like, they're both like my homies. One, I can see them both as friends, but before I put that title on that, I would say close associates. They were friends before I even got here.
They've been friends?
Yeah, they were friends.
Guys or girls?
Guys.
Okay.
They were friends before I got here. One of them, and I'm the same way, one of them, if I text you, and I know you're a busy person because one works in TV and production, and one works in, I guess you can say, he's an accountant, but he's very, very intelligent, but he works more with beauty side. So he does managing a lot of the celebrity makeup artists and all that stuff like that. And within that, they're both pretty busy. But if I text you as a friend, Lyndsey, if I text you and I know you have a busy life, I know if we're friends, I know at some point, because you always have your phone, that you can see my message and you can at least text me back or call me back. Especially when we first met, we constantly were in communication all the time. We always text.
Absolutely.
It was no problem. We always text. So when that starts to slow down, the other person is going to be like, okay, what's going on? Anyways, turns out one person really gets upset and stops talking to the other person. It was some moments were kind of childish or immature, shall I say, to the fact that when they were in public, they didn't speak, or they would just be like, and keep going. Me in the middle, that bothered me. So what I did is I went to one and I told them how the other person felt, and I went to the other one and I told that person how that person felt. What I was trying to do is get them together, but not in the same place. I didn't want to do that because I didn't think that it was enough time. At this point, one of them says, I don't think we can be friends anymore.
With you or with the other person?
With the other person. That bothered me. So now I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know whether to try to mend them together still or what. And they both said, and one says, well, I hit him up and I said that we can talk. We should talk. I don't know sometimes, and maybe this is how Leila feels. I don't know how to mend the relationships without one person.
I think honestly, you have to step outside it. Since the relationship was there before you became a part of it, I think you can play peacemaker to both of them and be honest with both of them. And if one of them is considering reconciling and the other one doesn't want to, be honest and tell the friend, he's just not into it. He doesn't want to work on the friendship right now. He's got stuff going on in his life and it's not his priority anymore. Is that going to hurt the other friend? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt him.
I think for me, I'm upset because they're guys. We're guys. Like,
and
we don't
guys
do that.
get over this stuff.
Like, I'm like, come on, get
absolutely,
over it.
Of course.
Yeah, but it's still kind of similar to Leila and GG and MJ. I kind of feel like MJ really kind of went overboard trying to, because she's
be
upset.
In all the
you see that?
Absolutely.
I'm like, MJ, girl, come on, like we didn't even see that before you even mad at GG. Like, why are you even doing that? Come on now. So yeah, you were a fat larb, or whatever that is. That was lard. Whatever it is.
Lard. Let's get to GG and Leila, because they're obviously fighting. GG actually called Leila a fame whore.
Why did she get up from the table?
Well, GG said she needed a drink, and she needed something to calm her down. I almost actually get that. I understand if she's going to sit here and have to deal with the situation, have a cocktail.
But no. Andy had already told them, let's not drink right now. She was okay. No, she wasn't okay, but she was just like,
well,
okay.
That was a little sidebar we saw. We don't know when that actually occurred in the whole situation.
Okay, that may be true.
Edited.
Right, that may be true still, but she was still content until he said that, oh, we have Leila here.
Yes. Well, I can understand if something's a sore subject, and since they just had gotten into a fight and it's recent.
2 days later, yeah.
2 days earlier,
Yeah.
even though she'd helped GG move, I can understand that feeling of like, I feel out of control. I just need something to calm me down. Whether it's a drink or a cigarette, certain people like smoking and it calms them down or whatever.
Did you see what the girl said? I don't know whether that was a production assistant.
I'm trying to protect you.
I'm like, whoa.
But
Wow.
GG and Leila have a lot in common. Obviously, they have the same family in common, so they are two of the same people. They have a very tough shell and soft inside, but it's hard to break that shell, and it's much easier, I think, to break that shell with Leila than it is with GG. I think Leila opens up a little bit more than GG does. And GG's main issue is that this is her show. She was asked to be on the show. Leila is a secondary cast member that GG has brought in. So she feels like Leila is trying to steal her thunder. Now,
Her thunder.
Leila's not going to get more airtime than GG. Leila doesn't have the storyline that GG has. So GG shouldn't worry about that. GG already has her, her Bravo-lebrity in so many different things, through her hair extensions, Instagram, all this stuff. She's known far more than Leila is. And I guarantee you, Leila is really not, with 2 kids, she probably really doesn't care.
Well, I think she cares a little bit because she's going through a divorce. Now, I'm with you on that a little bit, but I feel GG on this. She was okay until MJ started bringing it. Like, now she may become more of a interesting character or a person that we want to see, because now we want to see how it's going to pan out between her. You know what I'm saying? So when it was just GG and GG was bringing her in the picture, great, I understand. GG was fine with that. But when MJ comes in the picture and now she's bringing her around with her camera crew that follows her, then that's the problem.
But that's the issue with MJ. It's not an issue with Leila then. The issue because MJ has created
No, it's
this.
an issue with both of them because Leila...
Well, yeah, because Leila could say no.
Exactly. Period. There you go.
Well, and so yes, I do, obviously, but see, that's my point. I think from the beginning, Leila likes to stir the pot.
She what?
She likes to stir the pot.
She does. She likes to poke at GG.
Yeah, she likes to poke at GG and know that she knew, like we said, she knew that MJ and Reza were there and GG was on her way. And she didn't do anything to fix it or stop it. So I can understand GG being the younger sister and being pissed off at the bigger sister.
And maybe it was directors or producers. Maybe they were just like, okay, Leila, don't tell GG that MJ's.
They probably did. But the way that Leila always has that little smirk on her face.
Oh, yes, we talked about that.
Yes, she's always got the smirk on her face. She knows what she knows what she's doing. All right, so while we're getting things wrapped up, let's talk a little bit. Last thing that we saw in this episode was the relationship between Mike and Reza, and it actually seems to have a little crack in it when we thought that they had reconciled at the end of this season. Do we think this is something that's going to be fixed, or do we think that this is a deeper rooted issue? Because once again, it's business and friendship.
It would never be. I don't think it would be fixed with anyone, whether it's Mike, MJ, or anyone. With Reza, Reza feels like he needs. I'm not gonna say he wants, but I feel that Reza needs people around him that has the same hustle and the same work ethic that he does. And if they don't have it, that's gonna be the same pattern. He did it with MJ. He did it with Mike. Whoever is that person is going to be next, they need to at least be equal to him or more, because he's going to do the same thing. Or you're lazy, or you don't want to do this, or blah, 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 blah. So I think the common denominator in the whole business partnership with Reza is Reza. Period.
I think it is too. And I think that...
Not that that's a problem. I'm sorry.
No. I think that the problem is that Reza does want someone that's going to be hardworking. And so that kind of broke their friendship a little bit through the business relationship. That's why it's hard when you get friends in business together. It's very, very hard to, be able to work that out and have a common denominator, because if something fails, you think right away it's that person. You're automatically going to blame that person. So it's very, very difficult. And like we said, they don't have the same work ethic. They come from different real estate backgrounds, so it's not going to be the same. And I think Mike is moving on in his life, and I think Reza's moving on in his life, and they're moving in opposite directions. Reza's planning on getting married to Adam. Mike, wants that relationship, but as Reza kept saying, you're broke, you don't have money, you don't have all these things. So maybe it's a jealousy issue with Mike wanting to be like Reza and have that money and have that lifestyle and be happy and find happiness. And maybe he's feeling out of control in his own life.
But that's when Reza comes in and says, well, you're constantly saying, well, I wish I had this. I want to do this and I want to do that. But you're not working for it.
You're not doing it. You're not.
Work without faith is dead. So you can have the faith and you can have the wants and the promises and want to do something. But if you don't put forth an effort, then hello.
You're not going to get there.
So I do think that his effort to trying to get there was to partnership or take the partnership with Reza. But then he says that he was never there to help him. So then I understand where he's coming from on that part. Because if no one is there and he has never done residential,
he hadn't done it previously.
Exactly. So
he did commercial.
And Reza knows that, so help him. Come on.
But they were saying you don't help somebody, you have to want to do it on your own. So we were getting, it's very conflicted because it felt like everyone was kind of taking, it actually felt like everyone was taking Reza's side on this.
Yeah.
And Gigi was going, Mike, calm down. She was actually calming him down, but everybody else was talking to Reza and saying, Reza, stop, because Reza was saying, you know, he was broke and all this stuff. But all right, we got to wrap things up. So let us know what you're thinking. Again, write us on YouTube. Let us know what you think about the Mike and Reza situation, the GG and Lily or the GG and Leila situation, Lily and her crazy party. Let us know everything that you think. Write us on YouTube.
Do you think that Jessica is going to be another pop-up store like Leila was? I think that Jessica is going to pop up.
I think Jessica will be a new cast member. I think you got your prediction right on last week.
I think so.
But before we get into our predictions, let's do a little news and gossip. I got something for you guys.
Oh, that was prediction? Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. I found on Radar Online that Asa has scored a legal victory after her water bottle company was slapped with a trademark lawsuit in federal court. Woohoo! Yay for Asa. The judges claimed the plaintiff's arguments were weak, stating the bottles are vastly different and don't look at all alike. And he also said that the consumer probably wouldn't confuse Asa's brand of diamond-infused alkaline bottled water with Gastroceuticals product due to her popularity in the Bravo world.
Boom.
And being a little celebrity.
I bet they went in and that court session lasted for 20 minutes.
Oh, exactly. So congrats to Asa for winning that. Good for you.
All gold and everything, baby.
All right, predictions. We saw
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
It's a fun new little prediction.
Oh, I was waiting for the little.
Yeah, it's changed. So we see Reza being called a bully. We see Lily talking about a sex change, that you can actually do that in Iran if you're gay.
For free.
For free. Gigi talking about the 16th chapel, a.k.a. Sistine Chapel. We see MJ's mom coming in, possibly telling her that she wasn't wanted, and more drama with Mike and Reza. Predictions for the rest of the reunion.
For the rest of the reunion?
The reunion for next week.
There's going to be a pop-off. I don't know by who. I kind of feel like Gigi may pop off, but I kind of feel like Asa is going to come in. Asa's going to have a lot to say for the part 2. I think that Asa is tired of not talking. I don't know if the producer's boosting her, but at this point, I just think that she's tired of not speaking her mind or speaking like, okay, guys, I'm tired of it. Like, boom, you need to do this, you need to do that. But because I truly feel like when Asa gets to a point where she's like under the pressure and then she's tired of something, she would go off.
I think we're going to see a very emotional side and more open side of MJ again. When her mom comes out and makes these statements and these claims. And we kind of saw her mom saying that she calls people the B word.
Was she sitting next to her?
Yes, she was. Okay. And I don't know if she was talking about MJ or if she was talking about Gigi, because Gigi does it too. And they're all very close with the families, so I feel like it's okay sometimes for the parents to address some of the other children.
Of course, yeah.
But I definitely feel like we're going to see a sentimental side. I hope there's no more like craziness, no more pop-offs. I think we're going to see a very quiet Lily. I don't feel like anything else is going to really pertain to her until it comes to talking about Turkey. Because she did have an opinion about that and how she does go and visit. And I feel like even though we saw Mike and Reza kind of say that they love each other, I think that this is actually going to be something that it's going to be for TV, and then they're going to like take their own little separate ways.
And I think that Andy is going to get really, really aggravated. Because you know he got really aggravated with GG. He was like, oh, he threw the cards out.
Yeah,
like, girl.
It's like, I can't even finish what I'm saying. I'm trying to ask you a question.
Right.
Well, Cortez, where can they find you?
You can find me as I was about to take my sip of orange juice.
Orange juice.
Yeah, orange juice and orange juice. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Cortez G West. Follow me. I want to hear what you got to say. All right, people. And where can they find you, baby?
Please find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Lyndsey Wegner, and check out my blog at lyndseywegner.blogspot.com.
It's a great blog.
And we will see you guys here next week. We will have English back in the studio, so all three of us will be here. Show us your love. We might be getting dressed up. Get dressed up at home, but we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.